Hi everyone. If you followed the page recently, you know that I uploaded a couple of videos that raised the question whether the prog fan circle can be widened to new fans, to other populations of music lovers. And there were many opinions about that. Actually, it created a lot of discussion, which I really found interesting, and I'm really happy that it did, because it means that people ask themselves that. And there were many opinions. I will discuss those opinions in the coming videos, but today I'd like to focus on one particular opinion that was really interesting to me. That opinion maintained that some people are just born with better hearing skills, and if you're not born with those skills, you will never grow to appreciate more complicated types of music. So I'm not entirely sure this is correct. Maybe it has some kind of truth in its base, but I do know that many other people, like myself, grew to be prog fans from more mainstream genres. I listened to metal long before I even knew what prog is. Yeah, but I always did like this kind of dissonant sound. I always liked, peculiar kind of music. So in that sense, it's correct that I grew to love prog, but it always kind of was in the back of the mind. And it's not just prog, it's also jazz. For example, jazz I learned to love from free jazz. One of my first jazz records was Chick Corea's Circle with Dave Holland and Barry Altschul, and they played free jazz in the early 70s or the late 60s. And that was one of the main albums that influenced me. Same goes for even metal. I always liked Slayer lines of solos, and those are very dissonant kind of lines. I prefer them always over more melodic kind of stuff, even though of course I like Metallica, I like Megadeth, but to me Slayer was like a big influence, particularly because of that kind of approach to soloing and to melody in general. So I don't know if it's correct to say that people, they are born with that kind of listening skills or they evolve it. But I do think that there is something in it. Some people are just more attracted, let's say, more attracted to more complicated kinds of music, more than other people. And the question is, how much of it is really nature and how much is nurture? It's an old question pertaining to many things, but I think it's also interesting to look at it from the prog perspective. And I'd like to hear your opinion, of course.